Welcome to the Sleazy Podcast, the podcast about anything and everything, but mostly TV and movies. And now it's time to get sleazy.
All right, you heard the intro. It is time to get sleazy. I'm your host, Sleazy, and this is episode 133 of the Sleazy Podcast. Tonight, I am joined by Mr. PBS.
Howdy.
And Robzilla.
Hello.
Unfortunately, we are hot sauceless. So,
He found himself on the highway to the danger zone.
yes. And he pulled a Rob and he was just like, I got things mixed up. You know, I'm sorry. I got to watch Stranger Things with my wife tonight.
It's okay.
I said, that's okay. That's why we have multiple people so the show can go on. As long as two people don't push the domino over.
How does it feel, Rob?
Feels pretty good.
How does it feel?
You're not the fuck up this week.
I know. It's always nice, actually, sometimes.
It's always nice sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we got a good show lined up for tonight. I mean, it sucks not having hot sauce, but we got to keep pushing, keep marching forward, and we'll be all right, So, but I hate to do this. 2022 strikes again, man.
It's devastating.
It really is. We got Ray Liotta died and Fred Ward from Tremors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, what? How much more can we take this year?
It is.
How much older can people get?
I know.
Right?
Before they just kick the bucket.
And I mean, Ray Liotta was what, 67,
67.
and he died in his sleep.
He died in sleep. Fred Ward was 79.
So, he was old.
So he was, old.
He was getting up there.
Yeah, and I believe I didn't see how he died. I was looking up. I know they were just doing a recap like his career, and like he's been in tons and tons of movies over the years.
He's always had aside from Tremors, he's always been like that side part in movies. And I mean, the guy had a great career. I mean, let's face it. How many Tremor movies did he make?
Well, he was only in 2 of them.
He was in 2 of them.
He was only in 2, but they made like 7.
But he was in the good Tremors, right?
Yeah, the second Tremors was pretty good too.
Yeah,
I thought it was a decent follow-up.
I remember the first
one.
2 being really good.
Yeah, the other ones wasn't bad, but they were just very entertaining.
Entertaining.
His family declined to cite a cause of death. So
Okay.
Declined aside of the cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
He was 79, but
It could be literally anything at that age.
yeah.
I would think if it was like suicide or something, somebody would have leaked that or something.
Yeah, but he's 79, so
Yeah, I mean, that's a good life.
yeah. He looked like he was a drinker.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he was a drinker?
He looked like a drinker and a smoker. He just looked like one of those old school tough guys.
A living, breathing human being is what you're saying.
Yeah,
He
right.
looked like he
A
lived for
red-blooded
70.
American?
Yes.
That's what you're telling us?
He's a red-blooded American.
It's funny because I blamed Ray Liotta's death on my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah?
Because the day before he died, we were watching something or a commercial. We were talking about a movie or something, and she was asking me about the guy with the face. And if you watch, he did some of those like commercials a couple years ago, where it looked like he'd had a little bit of work done on his face, and it didn't look all that great.
Yeah, the Chantrix or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember
whatever
exactly
medicine that he was
for smoking or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could tell he'd had some work done on his face, and he didn't
He looked very surprised all the time.
And so she said, so it took me a minute to feel like, Ray Liotta? She's like, yeah, that's him. And then the next day he was gone. So I'm like, I messaged her as soon as I was like, is this your fault? She's like, what?
My God, Robert.
What?
Why would you say that?
That's funny because that reminds me of Kyle Dunahan. Is that his name?
Should I
Dunnigan.
should I admit now that I've never seen Goodfellas?
You've never seen Goodfellas?
Never.
Oh, Goodfellas is awesome.
Never,
dude.
never start to finish.
I always watch anything with Joe Pesci just fucking smacking the shit out of people and cussing them out and killing people.
Do you think we can get a cameo of something from Joe Pesci, like just hating on Rob?
Oh, that'd be awesome if
You
he had
fucking
a.
fat fuck you.
I'd take up a collection to hear Joe Pesci
Yeah.
call Rob everything in the book.
And I would throw in on that too, because I think that'd be fantastic.
Here you go. Hold on a second. I hope we don't get this taken down on YouTube, but oh well, they can take away whatever. It's not like I get any
Yeah.
funds out of
Yeah,
it.
you're- Your life doesn't depend on this. Your paycheck, anyways.
Some people are like, I can't share shit. The YouTube will take it down. But Kyle Dunnigan, he's a comedian, but he does like these very bad like faceovers on Instagram and his YouTube. And this is
everything. Nothing worked. Then
this is his Ray Liotta.
I tried everything to quit smoking. Cocaine, everything. Nothing worked. Then I tried fucking Chantix. What's Chantix?
It's the drug you take to abstain from smoking.
Stop smoking?
Yes, to stop smoking.
Why would you want to do that? Hey, and I quit fucking smoking with fucking Chantix. So try Chantix.
Ray.
Yeah.
You can't swear.
I'm Ray, and I stopped smoking with fucking Chantix. You should fucking get Chantix.
That'd be a good commercial.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to myself. It's weird, you know. Yeah. If I got a scene I'm doing, I'll beat you in the fucking head if you don't try fucking Chantix, Karen. That's how you sell a product.
You're not smoking.
Yeah, I can. One of the greatest actors of all time. I can pretend I'm not fucking smoking. What are we shooting?
That's how I imagine Ray Liotta was in real life.
Yeah. Well, they had that clip too on Kelly and it's not Regis, but Kelly and the other guy now, and he was like, "You don't call the rappers by their name." I was like, "No, that's stupid. Why would I do that?"
Yeah, when he was talking about Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, he's like, "What did you call LL Cool J?" I don't call him LL Cool J. His name's Todd or something.
Yeah, that's hilarious, man. Ray Liotta, though, I mean, he's been in a lot of shit, a lot of gangster stuff, and then he's been in a lot of other cool stuff.
Well, he was right. He was Shoeless Joe in Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
he shows up at the end of that one.
Yeah, a lot of baseball fans are sad now.
It's been years since I've seen Field of Dreams. I barely remember him being in it, but
I've seen a lot of people bringing up Copland with Stallone.
Yeah, a lot of people love that movie.
Yeah, that's another one I've never seen all the way through. That's supposed to be.
It's been so long. I think I saw it when I was, I don't know, like 10 or something, and I just don't remember a lot of it.
Most of those movies when he was in, I was
is
younger.
Copland on streaming?
Probably.
Producer.
So we can look that. Robzilla can look that one up.
Producer.
He was in.
I'm looking up too.
He was in Hannibal. He's the one who got his brains eaten.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Blow, Narc, John Q.
I liked.
Didn't he feed him his brains too?
Yeah, he cooked them, and then he's like, "That's good."
And
she's like,
"Have some."
Had him and Clarice. I think Clarice ate some.
No, she's about to throw up, but he's like, "Okay."
Was that in? What's the first one is called?
Silence of the Lambs,
and that was Hannibal.
They made Hannibal, and then they made the prequel Red Dragon.
Red Dragon was really good because I like Ray.
I've never seen Red Dragon.
It's good. Watch Edward Norton.
Watch Manhunter.
Yeah.
Manhunter Red Dragon is closer to the book, which was called Red Dragon, but Manhunter was the one made in the 80s from the same book.
Okay,
but it's not at. Red Dragon might be closer to the book, but I think Manhunter is the better movie. Manhunter is one of my favorite movies.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. PBS, our book expert.
Yes,
our book to movie expert.
I mean, that's Michael Mann with Heat. Michael Mann,
hands down one of the best movies ever made.
Some great movies.
It says here, so for Copland, it is streaming on. It says Hulu premium subscription, YouTube TV, HBO Max.
Okay, it's
Hulu.
on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Okay. The Hulu subscription means you got to get it on Showtime or HBO Max.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So yeah, HBO Max then.
He was in your movie Hubie Halloween.
Our producer finally did something.
I know, right?
Round of applause for him.
Another movie,
and he was the bully in Hubie Halloween. That's right.
I really liked No Escape.
Yeah,
that was really like that one.
I remember renting that one back in the VHS days.
Yeah,
in the VHS days.
Yeah, because he has that line. He's like, "You want it? Come and get it." And you shoots like a fucking rocket at someone and just kills like, yeah. But it's like in a jungle, so it's like a makeshift rocket.
It's a prison planet, right?
Yeah.
I need to put I need to get Copland on there. I need to rewatch No Escape. It's probably been 20 years.
It's been a long time. Yeah. It's been a really long time.
But it looks like he's still got maybe 3 or 4 movies yet to come out. At least 1 or 2 of them's done. So we haven't seen the last of them just yet.
Haven't seen the last piece of art from Ray Liotta.
Oh, he was in Operation Dumbo Drop. That movie was awesome. I remember watching that all the time as a kid.
I'm sure I saw that one when I was younger, but I couldn't tell you anything about it other than the elephant. Is that the one with Bill Murray? Or Bill Murray's the other one.
Yeah, Bill Murray's the other one.
Because there was like 2 elephant movies that came out like the same year.
Because it had that. Well, it was Danny Glover, Ray Liotta, Dennis Leary, Dougie Doug.
They're like the soldiers, and they got to take the elephant into the back to its habitat or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you say Dennis Leary, I'm like, man.
And don't forget Ray Liotta's voiceover work, Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That's right.
I mean that
He's a
game
legend in that game.
That game was
People loved him for that game.
Yeah.
Vice City was it was great, wasn't it? That's back when you had time to play games, and
back when you could literally just sit down and like get in the game and just drive somewhere, maybe run over some hookers or something. But you could just sit down and drive in the game.
I played a little bit of the Evil Dead game last week before I went to go see Top Gun, and man, that game's fucking hard, dude.
Is it? It looks fun from what you just.
It's scary too.
Yeah,
you just be walking and trees will fuck you up, and all of a sudden, fucking demons jump out on you, and you got to blast them or chainsaw them.
See, you finally got your hands on some Evil Dead movies.
I did. You know, I had a gift card still sitting around from Christmas with like, I don't know, $30 on it. And I was like, what should I get that I don't have?
Did you get the remake?
What are you talking about? No, not the remake.
Okay.
I got the original trilogy.
Okay.
And I got the 4K one on
Evil Dead 2.
For Evil Dead 2. They were all sold out. I had all of them in my cart with the 4K, Blu-ray combos, and
well, they did. I saw something that the collection they released not too long ago, the 4K was down to like $50 or something.
Yeah, but it doesn't have Army of Darkness in it.
Darkness, right? Because I think it's different owner or whatever.
So I was like, you know what? Like and it had the show in it as far as I thought, all the seasons of the show. But I was like, I like the artwork on the first one.
Yeah.
I like it. I've got an autograph, 11 by 18 Bruce Campbell of it. So I was like, I'm going to get that, because they had a steel book of that. So I was like, I'll get the steel book of that. And, if I ever meet him again, I'll have him autograph it again or something, which, who knows if I can do that in whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
Horror Hound.
Yep.
In September.
I think that's going to be.
It's going to be crazy. All the Hocus Pocus people are going to be there.
Yeah, they're doing a Hocus Pocus. Bruce is going to be there alone. That'll be.
Yeah, I mean,
Hocus Pocus, The Thing, and the Killer Clowns.
And they're going to oversell it like they do every time.
Yeah. I would like to see the Killer Clowns. I'm not.
They got the directors. They're going to be there, and like maybe the main guy and girl, I think, have been announced.
Yeah, I mean,
and they've been talking about redoing that for a long time too.
Well, I think
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I think
hope they don't.
I forget how. I don't remember how you said the name, like the Choido brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they just got the rights back, maybe, or something in the last couple of years.
It's something I know they've been wanting to do it, but like you said, it's with the right thing. But I don't know how well it'll go over now, but it probably wouldn't be the same. That's just so bad. It's so good.
I used to watch that shit all the time as a kid.
I did too,
and it would terrify me, but I'd still watch it.
All right, I was more terrified with Child's Play. That scared shit out of me.
That movie never scared me
as a kid, but now it's just absolutely.
Even
hilarious.
as a kid, I was like, what is that doll gonna do to me? Like, I'll just kick it and run away. Like, I'm not scared of Chucky.
Yeah, I was never one of those scary doll people. Like, okay.
Yeah, like
I would say I'll
put him in the microwave and turn it on until he's fried.
I do like when you put him in the fireplace. He's like, Andy. He's like all being all nice.
Fuck Chucky.
I know, man. I was more terrified with
the new one was stupid too.
I appreciate what they try to do with it, but it sucked.
It sucked.
It was really gory though from past movies, but that was about it.
Yeah, so I'm a proud owner of the Evil Dead trilogy. Movie night sometime. I still gotta watch the movies you gave me. But this fucker right here, he's always I don't know if I can
so volatile, man.
I don't know if I can have a movie night.
I don't know. Well,
I'm required to be present at this birthday party
and graduation or whatever else I gotta fucking do.
It is graduation season.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure like all 50 members of his soon-to-be family, all have kids that are graduating or being born.
No, not that many. Not that many actually.
Not that Millie.
Not that Millie.
Not that Millie peeps.
We'll have to have a movie night for we'll talk about one of our segments here.
No,
for July.
But we have what is that? What movies did you give me again? They're sitting over there on the
It's
shelf.
Brain Dead and Near Dark.
Near Dark, yeah. I keep seeing shit for Near Dark. Like everybody's
Everybody loves Near Dark.
this is the vampire movie of the 80s. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, I thought Lost Boys was.
Yeah.
I mean, Lost Boys is probably more watchable in a way.
Right.
Like it's one of those movies you could throw on like in the afternoon and take a nap, throw on at night, eat your dinner, and like watch it. You know. But Near Dark's really it's good too.
Yeah. Okay. So moving along, we got crazy news. Do we want to do crazy news or do we want to do Johnny Depp Amber Heard verdict first?
Kind of the same thing, ain't it?
Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
start off with
Yeah.
Johnny Depp Amber Heard verdict. So if you are living, under a rock and you haven't heard anything,
Good for you.
good- number one, good for you. And number two, Johnny Depp has won his case against Amber Heard for defamation. That being said, he didn't get the 50 mil that he sued for.
Right. But he
But-
did get 15.
He got 10 for what was it? One case of defamation.
One case of
And
defamation.
then he got 5 mil for damages or something like that.
I think it was something like that.
Punitive damages.
Oh, look at it.
Punitive.
He's looking it up.
He was awarded 10 million in compensatory damages and 5 million in punitive damages. And then the jury awarded Amber 2 million in
Just slow clap on there.
You like how he's just kept rolling through the
He was in it.
applause.
He was in
Like
it.
he didn't want to
you
savor
hold
it.
your fucking applause for later.
He did not want to savor his applause for doing
No.
something for the first time.
No. So then $2 million for Amber Heard.
Yeah,
so basically,
his lawyer said something that was defamation to her. Or
yeah,
something
it was
that line.
that his.
It still
his
doesn't
abuse were
matter.
hoax,
She's
yeah.
appealing it because she ain't got the fucking money to
Yeah.
pay him.
I think you two need to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
Like Rob needs to take you to court for calling him a piece of shit. So, and then Rob can introduce evidence, but
Well-
he has to introduce evidence that he's not a piece of shit and that you've defamed him numerous times on
The
this
jury-
podcast.
But I got to be famed
The
first. so.
jury would award me 50 million for pain and suffering. Is what it would
Sir,
be.
you have to award Mr. Sleazy here $50 million.
Guys, I can't make it to the trial today. There's no one here to watch the dog.
The dog needs somebody to sit with it. I can't show up for.
Can I zoom in?
Can I do a Zoom call?
Yeah, you would
please?
see dog or Rob zoomed in, like stroking the dog, the blind dog next to him. See, this is why I couldn't be there. Thank you for allowing me to zoom in.
Oh man, this is my therapy dog.
And then the judge would be like,
You gonna take it? You gonna take that dick?
"You gonna take that dick?"
You gonna take that dick?
Either that, or you'd hear me across the courtroom.
Shut up, fat ass.
But
Another $1 million right there.
yeah, so I mean, Johnny Depp wasn't even there for the verdict.
He wasn't. I saw some articles pop up that he was like at a concert or
When
at
the-
concerts in London or something.
Yeah, when they announced it, he was walking out of a pub in London or something
That's
like that.
hilarious.
So he was drinking it up as they were waiting on the verdict. I mean, I got some respect for Johnny Depp after going through this shit.
I liked how he's always greeting the people yelling, screaming. He's like, "I made him pancakes this morning."
Yeah. Did you
That's
see
hilarious.
where Amber Heard's lawyer went on like ABC, Good Morning America, or whatever?
I saw some news alerts pop up.
So
Yeah.
she went on one of those Good Morning shows. And who's the one former wide receiver that's on the?
I know you're. I saw the clip.
She was talking about why they lost.
Yeah.
And he goes, with my experience as an NFL player,
That wasn't Strahan, was it?
No, it
no,
wasn't Strahan.
it's the other guy, Nate. Shit, I don't know his name. Yeah, Google it, see if you can find it. He was like, my experience as a former NFL player,
I
you
know,
know,
it's like to drop the ball.
when we lost, yeah, it was really easy to blame the other team. But you have to look at yourself and realize that's why you lost. And like her mouth literally like dropped. Like, how dare you speak out against an abuse victim?
Yeah. So we're
Me
talking about.
championing an abuse victim. And it's like, that's how big her ego was. And it was just like, you got fucking creamed in the courtroom, lady. Like, I don't think anybody could have defended Amber Heard in that. I mean, they had
Well,
so much shit against her.
We've talked about it before. It's really just a case of two kind of shitty people
Yeah, I
who
mean,
obviously it seems to me like abused each other.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, look, there's no doubt in my mind he verbally abused her. We play the clip of him saying "shut up, fat ass" all the time. I mean, but I mean, he's got proof of her hitting him. I mean, she doesn't really have proof that he hit her. I mean, other than the supposed setup of the bruise.
I'm not gonna lie. You sent that video like a week or two ago, whatever, and I'm watching like the first minute, and then I see that's like 20 minutes. Like, nope, I'm dipping.
Oh yeah,
Like they break down to whatever.
yeah. Well, you only needed to watch the first part of it to get the live. I guarantee you, I didn't watch 20 minutes of it. But I'm kind of sad because this means TikTok. There's not going to be any good stuff on TikTok anymore.
That's been the highlight. With
Yeah,
TikTok,
I mean,
honestly.
them putting all the clips together and then putting other clips in response to it.
That's been some big money. I saw some articles going around this morning talking about how like TikTokers and YouTubers have made a lot of content, a lot of monetization on
Wow.
that trial.
What's wrong with it? Why can't we
Like
do
thousands and thousands of dollars?
that? Why can't we make some TikTok money? I mean, God,
That's what I'm saying.
get 1,000 views out of Ezra Miller. Imagine what Johnny Depp would have done for us.
After we start getting those runtime Rob videos on there,
Yeah.
and then it's top of the world.
And people will feel sorry for us and start sharing it. Make this guy's dream come true. Send him to a movie set.
Send him to him.
Would you go to a movie set? Did you ever find that, by the way?
I can't get the person's name. I'm looking at it's for the Today Show, but I'm looking it up now.
It's for the Today Show.
Yep.
But you can't find Today Show.
Well, I'm looking for the hosts.
Didn't just look. What's the? Here we go. We'll go Amber Heard lawyer
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah, they've got it all messed up.
Yeah, it's just like,
Are you sure it's the Today Show?
yeah, it's today. Yeah. 'Cause
I want to say it's the Good Morning Show. Good Morning America.
Is it Good Morning America? Okay.
I swear, if I find this before you, Rob.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it may not be. It may be the Today Show. That's got Michael Strahan's on the Good Morning America show.
Confused.
I know he's with Kelly Ripa, so I do know that for certain.
Nate Burleson.
Oh, okay.
Nate Burleson is his name.
So he was a receiver for Seahawks, I believe. That was one of the teams.
Nice try. No. Well, yeah, he was.
Ha!
3 years. I always remembered him from the Lions.
Okay. I always remember him from Seahawks.
Vikings, Seahawks, Lions, Browns. What about broadcasting career? Yeah, he was on the NFL show. He's got an outstanding studio analyst, a Sports Emmy Award. Oh my. What a decorative announcer.
Good for him.
CBS This Morning alongside Gail King. That's what he's on.
Okay.
I found it before you still.
Yes, I know.
That's how bad you suck.
Beside the point. I don't know.
But the point is always how much you suck.
Yes.
You suck very bad.
That'd be like a great show to have. Like we get Rob on some movie sets, but we have to tell all the actors beforehand that they're like allowed to insult him.
You can start with Anthony Mackie, see how well that goes.
We should have like a timer set up like on the wall with like the 24 countdown sound, you know? And like when it goes off, we could just fucking wail on Rob when he doesn't get something right. You imagine how quick he would start looking shit up.
Start getting him some music.
Fucking Speed Force wouldn't have nothing on me at that point.
He would be like, I'm not getting hit in the head. I'm sorry.
We need to get him like a Bluetooth keyboard for his phone so it could be on there.
Yeah.
All right. So we're done with Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. We're closing the case on that.
Oh, we're not done. They're going to appeal. But this is part one.
This is part one in a long fight.
This is Depp Heard.
This is something.
Do you think that the appeal will be
Black Pearl? Curse of the fecal matter.
Yeah.
Part one.
Do you think the appeal will be televised? Because they said they were claiming that's why she lost, because it was televised and it was up against the juggernaut of a man Johnny Depp.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. I mean, she really did partly lose because it was televised. I mean, all that footage, and
There's no way you could keep any info away from the jurors.
Right.
You know,
that's my thing. Like, can you imagine being a juror coming out of this who, supposedly you shouldn't have been looking at anything during the trial, and then you get out of this and you realize there's like 50 million memes and gifs
Right.
and sounds and
Right.
TikToks out there, and you're like, what? I didn't get any of that.
especially when they had the social media guy testify,
Mhm.
and he was like, Amber Heard's been a top hashtag for a couple of years now. But-
Somebody, you see some juror getting their phone out kind of under the thing, looking it up.
Why is she so famous? Why is
you
that?
know, when they had their bathroom breaks, their phones were out and they were fucking looking everything up.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think she still would have lost based on the recordings that they put. You know,
The recording's what did her in, in my opinion.
yeah, her admitting to beating him is not good.
And then you say, tell the world because no one's going to believe you. A woman
Yeah.
hit a man. Exactly what she said.
And man, she's all over it though. She's still, you know,
I've seen those clips too. Look like she just, I don't know. She's like
She
sneaking
acts
something
like
and
she-
she's like a fucking cokehead.
she acts like she's a champion for abuse victims.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
No.
I don't think she was really like, I mean, she very like there was some sort of abuse, we'll say that. But I think that she went into that marriage to try to get money, and I don't think that she was, you know, ever in it. I think, you know, it was,
they bonded over art,
yeah,
and poetry, and books.
yeah, whatever. She probably didn't know half that shit he was giving her as gifts and all that.
He can find out with any hippie chick around here these days.
I mean, she
it
has a
doesn't matter.
record of being wild and, you know, I wouldn't say abusive, but she has had incidents where people are like, wow,
Not very friendly and a little out there.
you're treating your partner like shit, you know? So
I mean, she had this issue with the partner she was dating back in like 2008 or 2010 or something.
I think we should sue Amber and Johnny for money.
I would never do that.
for like
I
putting it
want
out
to
there.
write Johnny Depp a thank you note for entertaining me for a month.
Yeah.
I mean, for the first time in my life, aside from a couple movies here and there.
Probably the best role he's played in 10 years.
Right.
Himself, defending himself from being abused.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But
Yeah, like I said, I don't think we've heard the last of it.
Well,
no.
I don't think it'd be as in depth as this has been with this trial, but it'll still linger around, especially if it's not televised.
What do you think Johnny Depp's like doing some coke right now, like on a
He's
bender?
he's drinking. Like I took that bitch to the cleaners. He's just sitting there drinking
I'm gonna
With
own
his-
her fucking house.
with his Captain Jack.
What
Sparrow
did
boots and
he
shit
call
on.
her in the one text message or whatever?
He's called her so much
Yeah.
shit.
The cum dumpster or
Cum
something.
dumpster, cum guzzler, slut, or something like that. Or
it was something like that. And it was just like, wow, Johnny Depp said that in a text message.
he didn't care.
Of course, the whole like fucking and burning her and fucking her burnt corpse didn't go over too well.
That's very graphic.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. And I know they were talking about a movie or whatever, but still, it was just like,
That might be help with the 2 million that she
you just ruined Paul Bettany's like Disney image, buddy.
The real question is, did you sign the petition to have Bruce Campbell replace him?
No, I didn't.
I think
I did see that where people had a petition.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I'd go for it, but it has to be Bruce Campbell, like dressed in like the Amber Heard outfit, like a wig or something. It can't be like Bruce Campbell being Bruce Campbell. It has to be Bruce Campbell being Amber Heard as.
Could you imagine Bruce Campbell with that long red wig on and,
Oh, hilarious.
you know, in a Mara suit that fit him with his middle-aged gut, you know?
Did you share the video of him where somebody asked him if he gets tired of her being like the sleazy guy
Yeah.
or whatever?
He was like, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, you shared that one.
Here, we can hold on. Let me find it on Instagram here real quick.
But yeah, this was definitely the trial of the month. My dad even asked me something like last week, like, "How long is this thing going on?" I'm like, I don't know, Dad.
Were you more shocked? He's like, wow, why the hell is he asking me about this trial?
We always talk current events and that kind of thing.
Was he into it though?
No, not at all.
Let's say if he follows TikTok, he probably was into it because, you know.
Share screen for those of you watching on YouTube. We'll share this screen. All right. Let's go.
Tired of being the sarcastic, sleazy guy?
Do I get tired of being the sarcastic, sleazy guy? Shut the fuck up.
Hail to the king.
You
baby.
should soundbite that for the show. You ever
Yeah, I should.
shut
I
the
should
fuck
have
up?
like.
You ever get tired of being the sleazy guy?
I should have opened the show with that sometime. That would be cool.
I'm always jealous when Muzz tells us his Bruce Campbell story.
Oh, about him meeting him and
Back in the day, before the conventions were as big as they are, and him and his buddy that went to meet Bruce Campbell just kind of ended up sitting and chatting with him forever.
yeah,
You
yeah.
lucky son of a gun.
Met him at a little convention, you know. But anyways, moving along in our crazy news here. Cop killed by his own dog while awaiting trial over death of 3 teens. The 2019 Monte massacre is one of the most emblematic cases of police abuse in Argentina in recent years. One of the 24 cops arrested is now dead. A cop on house arrest was killed by his own dog while he was awaiting trial for one of Argentina's most emblematic cases of alleged police abuse in recent memory. In 2019, Argentina police shot a car during a high-speed pursuit. Shots that prosecutors later described as without probable cause. The car under pursuit then crashed into a parked trailer, killing 3 young teenagers and 1 adult. After protests and outrage, 24 police were charged for either being involved in the incident or helping to cover it up. See, ladies and gentlemen, police abuse happens everywhere. One of the highest ranking of those officers was retired local commissioner Claudio Martinez, who was attacked by one of his own Rottweiler dogs at his residence while on house arrest. He later died at the hospital on May 10th from blood loss related to a wound on his arm. God damn, that dog fucked him up.
Yeah, he must have hit artery.
Yeah. Martinez is accused of covering up the 29 incident and neglecting his duties as a public official. His death brings renewed attention to the upcoming trial in Argentina that led to practically an entire local police force being arrested for alleged abuse of authority. Sounds like the Baltimore Police Department. What exactly happened in the early morning hours of May 20th, 2019 is still unclear. 22-year-old Carlos Aníbal Suarez went for a late-night drive in the town of San Miguel del Monte with 4 young teenagers. We don't need to hear all their names. When they came under fire from local police, only one survived the ensuing crash and spent weeks in intensive care. The next day, protests erupted in San Miguel del Monte, about an hour south of Buenos Aires. Did I say that right?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires. Sorry, I didn't take Spanish. You know, you can
Buenos
tell.
Aires.
Buenos Aires. Oh, why couldn't I read that right? I always say Buenos, no Buenos, you know.
Yeah.
As well as other parts of Argentina, with calls for the police who instigated the pursuit of the vehicle to be investigated. It soon became known throughout the country as the Monte Massacre. Good Lord. But makes you just wonder, you know.
You think this is like some sort of like Stephen King story?
Yeah.
Where like one of the victims' souls inhabited the dog.
Yeah, inhabited the dog and was just
takes its revenge,
waiting to like kill the guy. Like
there was a movie called it's been so long, but it's called Fallen with Denzel, where a person can transfer his soul to a person by touching him. So like I don't know, somehow just transferred over to him and transferred to the dog and got his ass ate up.
Yeah, man, I can't believe I tripped over Buenos.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, you know, like you ever like read something and your like brain knows it.
Yeah, it just
and you just it comes out like the complete opposite. You're like
all the time.
I'm like, God damn. Okay, breastfeeding mom saves pet goose from bald eagle. Here's a real mother goose. A mom breastfeeding her baby ran out of her house and saved the family's pet goose from a bald eagle's talons, and it's all on video. By the way, this is a TMZ article. For those of you that want to watch this article or video. Oh, look at that. Boy, she really does have the tit out with the kid on the tit.
Yep. The ass cheek hanging out.
Yeah. The crazy scene played out this week in Canada where A family surveillance camera captured the moment an eagle swooped down and tried to carry off the goose, springing the mother into action before she could put down her baby or put on a top. The hero is Kate Oakley, and she told Global News she was getting her baby ready for bed when she heard the cries of the family's female goose, Frankie. Oh, you can't let Frankie get snapped up. Kate says the eagle grabbed Frankie by the throat. Oh, shit. But she was able to frighten the eagle enough to where the bird of prey let go of the 20-pound goose. The mom says the goose is like her fourth child, and she didn't even realize the moment was captured on camera. But the family later shared a good laugh over the footage, which is now going viral. Mothers, they're amazing. I like how they ended that article.
That eagle grabs it and starts taking off too. And the goose runs right back into that.
Those eagles are vicious, dude.
Yeah.
They'll fuck you up, dude, if they get a hold of you.
And then just grab him by the fucking throat. So you're coming with me, goose.
Oh, this one's great. Mr. PBS submitted this one. You want to read this one?
I can do that.
You read this one, Mr. PBS.
Are we doing How to Murder Your Husband?
Yes.
What is this, Portland, Oregon?
Yep. Portland, Oregon, baby.
How to Murder Your Husband writer found guilty of murdering husband.
You guessed it.
Portland jury finds Nancy Crampton Brophy guilty of killing Chef Daniel Brophy in June 2018. Isn't that the name of the family in what was that show called that everybody loved? That had Ed O'Neill or whatever from Married with Children, Modern Family. Wasn't that? There was Dunphy. Maybe it was Dunphy.
It was Dunphy.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dunphy's better. Yeah.
A jury in the U.S. city of Portland, Oregon, has convicted a self-published romance novelist who wrote an essay titled "How to Murder Your Husband" of fatally shooting her husband. The 12-person jury found Nancy Crampton Brophy, 71, guilty of second-degree murder on Wednesday after deliberating for 2 days over Daniel Brophy's death, according to reports. Brophy, a 63-year-old chef, was killed on 2nd of June 2018 as he prepared for work at the Oregon Culinary Institute in southwest Portland. Crampton Brophy showed no visible reaction to the verdict in the crowded Multnomah County courtroom. Lisa Maxfield, one of her lawyers, said the defense team would appeal against the decision. The defendant's 2011 how-to treatise detailed various options for committing an untraceable killing, written in the form of a brainstorming exercise for writers.
So, do you think, had she written the sequel to How to Murder Your Husband, How to Get Away with Murdering
That's
Your
right.
Husband?
It's not taught. It's called How to Murder, not How to Get Away with It.
She would have gotten away with it? I mean,
maybe a little bit more
Imagine,
research.
Like I don't know what happened. I've seen every episode of Murder, She Wrote. So I still didn't get away with it.
Right.
Did it explain how she killed him?
Let's see. It gets there. I think its opening reads, "As a romantic suspense writer, I spend a lot of time thinking about murder and consequently about police procedure. After all, if the murder is supposed to set me free, I certainly don't want to spend any time in jail. And let me say clearly for the record, I don't like jumpsuits and orange isn't my color."
Well, it's about to be, bitch.
You ain't got an option. Sorry.
Orange is the new black.
Yep.
The blog post went on to detail motives: financial, lying, cheating bastard, abuser, and a discussion of possible methods. Knives were, quote, personal and up close, blood everywhere, while poison, considered a woman's weapon, was too easy to trace. Crampton Brophy wrote, guns were loud, messy, requires some skill. The circuit judge, Christopher Ramros, had excluded the essay from the trial, noting it had been published several years ago. Jurors were not allowed to consider it in their judgment. A prosecutor, however, alluded to the essay's theme without naming it after Crampton Brophy took the stand. Prosecutors told jurors Crampton Brophy was motivated by money problems and a life insurance policy.
Oh, shit.
Tale as old as time there.
Always a factor.
Right. If you get married, just say you got enough to bury you in your life insurance.
Do you have a life insurance? No, I don't.
No, I don't have no shit for 100,000. I'm sorry.
However, Crampton Brophy said she had no reason to kill her husband, and their financial problems had largely been solved by cashing in a portion of Brophy's retirement savings plan. She owned the same make and model of gun used to kill her husband and was seen on surveillance footage driving to and from the Culinary Institute. Court exhibits and testimony showed prosecutors alleged Crampton Brophy had bought a, quote, ghost gun, an untraceable firearm kit, and swapped parts with a shot-bought handgun.
You gonna take it? You gonna take
this
that
dick?
Police
You gonna take that dick?
have never found the gun that killed Brophy. Defense lawyers said the gun parts were the inspiration for an idea Crampton Brophy's had for a new book and suggested someone else might have killed Brophy during a botched robbery. Crampton Brophy testified that her presence near the Culinary Institute on the day of her husband's death was mere coincidence and that she had parked in the area to work on her writing. Crampton Brophy has been in custody since her arrest in September 2018. She will be sentenced on the 13th of June. I find it easier to wish people dead than to actually kill them, she wrote in the 2011 post. I don't want to worry about blood and brains splattered on my walls. And really, I'm not good at remembering lies. But the thing I know about murder is that every one of us has it in him, her, when pushed far enough.
That's right.
It's true.
Everybody's capable of it. We're fucking savages and deep down.
You know, as
you get pushed to that primitive edge. You know what I mean?
Primitive edge. It's like what you said.
As we've talked about it before, being on juries, and you know, you hear that, and you think of like all those times, like maybe they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe it was just a coincidence. But then you add that stuff up. Sometimes you're like, that's a lot of coincidences.
Yeah.
Like, that might have been planned.
You got to be like, what's his face in The Dark Knight? I don't believe in coincidences.
Right.
Yeah, I like the one part where she said she doesn't like, to clean up blood. Well, it's okay if you don't do it in your house.
Yeah.
You don't have to clean the blood up.
Yeah.
What is what was it? The Irishman? We paint houses.
Yeah.
We paint houses. How much do you want your house paint for?
You gotta get your Dexter kill room.
Yeah.
Get that plastic up on the walls.
These people have never watched shit, man. All right, I think we got one last article here. Another one from Mr. PBS from pbs.org, baby.
I know. I was very happy to see that.
This was great. I actually saw the video of the guy cleaning this up.
I've seen.
Me too.
I think there's been some more video added. They didn't catch the guy actually do it, but you can see it like right after he does it.
All right, so man in wig throws cake at glass protecting Mona Lisa, shouting, "Think of the Earth." Paris AP. A man seemingly disguised as an old woman in a wheelchair threw a piece of cake at the glass protecting the Mona Lisa at the Louvre Museum and shouted at people to think of planet Earth. The Paris prosecutor's office said Monday that the 36-year-old man was detained following Sunday's incident and sent to a police psychiatric unit. An investigation has been opened into the damage of cultural artifacts. Videos posted on social media showed a young man in a wig and lipstick who had arrived in a wheelchair. The man, whose identity was unknown, was also seen throwing roses in the museum gallery to slack-jawed guests. I like that, slack-jawed guests. The cake attack left a conspicuous white creamy smear on the glass of the famous work by Leonardo da Vinci, but wasn't damaged. Security guards were filmed escorting the wig-wearing man away as he called out to the surprised visitors in the gallery, "Think of the Earth. There are people who are destroying the Earth. Think about it. Artists tell you, think of the Earth. That's why I did this." Guards were then filmed cleaning the cake from the glass. A Louvre statement confirmed the attack on the artwork involving a patisserie.
Patisserie?
The 16th century Renaissance masterpiece has seen a lot in its over 500 years of existence. The painting was stolen in 1911 by a museum employee, an event which increased the painting's international fame. It was also damaged in an acid attack perpetrated by a vandal in the 1950s and has since been kept behind glass. I didn't know that. Wow.
No, I didn't know either.
I knew it had been stolen, but I didn't know it got an acid attack. Wow.
I think a lot of those famous paintings anymore, they put them behind protective glass and whatever.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, it should be in some controlled environment. And in 2009, a Russian woman who was angry at not being able to get French citizenship threw a ceramic cup at it, smashing the cup but not harming the glass or the painting. Wow.
Do you want to take this opportunity, Rob, to correct him on the pronunciation of the museum?
What was it called?
What was it? I can't. I'm not gonna.
Louvre.
Louvre. I say I didn't know.
Just the Louvre.
Just the Louvre?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I've never read that word before.
Yeah. I wouldn't have said it. So
I didn't even know what museum it was put in.
Yeah. I think that's where it's been.
Is that how it's pronounced? So what's the V is silent?
Yeah.
The Louvre.
The Louvre. Well, no, the RE is kind of silent.
The RE is silent. Okay.
The Louvre.
Okay.
once again, I didn't.
I was trying to
fucking
get.
French.
I was trying to help Rob there score some points.
Rob wouldn't have known that.
I know what the fuck. Don't you know?
God damn, you act like we took all this shit in high school.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the Louvre.
No, I don't know.
I know you've seen.
On this public, baby.
Uh,
No idea.
the Da Vinci Code. Come on.
It's
Dude,
been
I don't
forever.
remember. The only thing I remember about the Da Vinci Code's the end.
I just remember the albino, and that was it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Paul Bettany's the albino,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yep. Yes,
Where
he
he's
is.
like smacking the shit out of himself
and like tighten like some kind of
With
fucking
his-
chain on his thighs and shit.
with his Jesus belt or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know what. I didn't know what kind of.
I know
museum it
you've
was in.
heard the Louvre before.
No,
I think
Swear to God, I have.
I
It's in
maybe
movies
have
and
heard
stuff all the time. I'm sure you've heard.
I've heard something like that, but I never actually read it. Like,
dude,
the
I don't
wording
pay
of it.
attention to movies anymore.
Don't you understand? We're just uneducated swines.
Yeah, we are really. We're just here to talk shit, dude. I'm not
Yeah.
here to pronounce shit right. Let's
Proper
get that
English,
straight.
get the fuck out of here. Google that shit.
I mean, for the most part, I think I'm pretty good, but you know, there are a couple of things that get you every once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you don't know. You know, I mean, I've never heard the fucking name of the museum before. I mean, I probably have, but it's in the back of my mind now. You know,
I was like, no, what pronunciation? I was like, fuck's that?
I don't think I couldn't even
Have
tell
I been pronouncing museum wrong this whole time?
I was like, am I saying it wrong?
Museum.
Museum.
Seems to me to be like another case of attacking the wrong thing again. You know, kind of like the shooters who are always attacking like the wrong people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm gonna go kill these people in church. Like they weren't the ones doing.
You
the
can't
thing.
kill a politician.
I'm gonna go.
so.
I'm gonna
Why
go
is it
take
that
the Mona Lisa?
these oppressed shooters always go in and shoot up churches or people in, you know, public places, but they never go after the people that are like oppressing them?
Yeah, they're actually oppressing the people.
Should I go shoot these poor black people who are replacing me, or should I go shoot these high-ranking people who are allowing them to replace me?
And stealing money left and right.
I'm gonna go shoot the poor black people at the grocery
Yeah.
store.
It kills me. You just don't. I mean, you just don't. Well, what is in the mind of these people that commit these
I mean,
mass
grow
shootings?
some balls. At least go attack a fucking police station. At least you're going to go out.
Some of them
You know?
do. They do die by, you know, caught by suicide or whatever they call that. But
Do the world a fucking favor.
yeah, so I mispronounced 2 words tonight?
You'll be getting a call from the international sleazy broadcast.
Normally you correct me and I'm like, okay, cool, you know. But he wanted to hang me out to dry the whole thing.
I was trying to give Rob a chance. Trying to give him a
I don't do
chance.
that.
Rob
not me.
doesn't. Come on, dude. Don't be foolish.
Rob's gonna be watching a movie later, and somebody's gonna mention the Louvre. He's like, I know that.
Mr. PBS
Louvre.
taught me that today at the podcast.
The Louvre. It sounds like what you know, like a high classy like porta potty or something.
Right.
The
Yeah.
Louvre.
I always call it the Louvre.
The Louvre.
In my head, the Louvre.
The Louvre.
Sounds like a vehicle.
Obviously didn't go
A
to
French
on the,
vehicle.
on
Well,
the-
what is it that what are like the little like I don't know what they are, like sponges that you shower with? A loofah?
a
Loofah.
Yeah.
That's where I associate with that more.
Yeah,
with that
like it
loofah.
just sounds the
Yeah.
same, you know.
Yeah.
A loofah.
Take a bath in my Louvre over here.
Wow. Man, so I'm just fucking up left and right tonight, dude.
That's okay.
Now you know though.
No, I won't remember
The
it.
Mona Lisa in the Louvre in Paris.
A year from now, when the Mona Lisa gets stolen, I'll be like the whatever I called it. I'll call it the same thing
Whatever the fuck it's called.
because my brain will read it that way and I'll pronounce it that way. It'll just come out like that, and I'll be like, "Oh, I did it again. Shame on me. Shame on me, motherfucker." All right, so moving along, we're done with crazy news here. We got a couple more topics left. Obi-Wan premiered last Friday on Disney Plus, 2 episodes, and then we got an episode this week. You probably haven't watched it, Mr. PBS, and I'm gonna tell you, you're missing the fuck out.
That's not what
great.
I heard. I heard it has black people and it's terrible.
Yeah, no,
Fucking bigot.
don't believe the bigots. That girl, that African American lady that plays,
The third sister.
yeah, the third sister. They call it the Inquisition, right?
The Inquisition. That they hunt
The Jedis they're Jedis that have turned over to the dark side and help hunt Jedis. But man, she's fucking ruthless, dude.
Moses
That's-
Ingram.
She's a badass chick. Yeah.
She's fucking ruthless, and she is out to get her share of fame. Let's just say that. But Obi-Wan is really good. It's well done. From the first couple episodes I've watched, and it is so nice to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean, and as an older Obi-Wan.
Mhm.
And I think what they said he's the same age now as what's his face was when he
Alec
played.
Guinness.
Yeah, when he
I think-
played
I think they're
Obi-Wan.
pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're like the same age or something like that. But man, it's just so nice to see.
He's 51. He doesn't look 51.
No,
Ewan
well,
McGregor.
I mean, he does in this, but
He does look a little older, but I mean,
Obi-Wan looks rough in this.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say about this series that makes me incredibly sad is Obi-Wan is so weak, and he's not the Jedi he once was.
he's got to use a fucking blaster. My God.
Man, he doesn't have, his grasp of the Force has kind of gone away, but it's cool though because they don't waste any time. I think it's the second episode.
Yeah.
You get a big bomb dropped on you,
Mhm.
and I mean, Flea's in the motherfucking first episode from
I
Red Hot Chili
know.
Peppers. But
Get
the
some acting.
the plot of this is Obi-Wan is kind of working in some processing plan of some sort.
It looks like almost like a butcher, like
Yeah.
a futuristic butcher shop, basically.
At Tatooine.
Yeah,
and-
Tatooine.
And he takes home a piece of meat. He gets a piece of meat every day out of whatever he's cutting. But and he's kind of keeping a close eye on Luke. But Leia gets kidnapped, and her parents come to Obi-Wan because there's only one person for the job.
And it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's a
Guy who
wash.
screwed everything up to begin with.
It's a washed up Obi-Wan Kenobi. But it's kind of cool. They when you start the series up, it recaps everything from the first 3 episodes, and
Yeah.
it goes right up into.
Because ain't nobody watching the 3 episodes.
Mhm.
You don't need to watch them anymore.
You don't.
They just, I mean, they show the fights and everything.
Yeah.
And it ends with him, fucking Anakin up,
I got the high ground.
letting him burn.
You underestimate my power.
I hate you.
I loved you.
You were my brother.
You were the chosen one.
That's so great.
I'm sorry.
I like how after Anakin waxed all those little kids in the Jedi temple. Good for
The younglings.
Good for Obi-Wan leaving him there to fucking rot and let lava spit up on him and shit
Yeah.
and slowly burn him to death.
It's like, fuck this guy.
Little did he know the Emperor was gonna like fucking go and like, I've got to get him.
You got to turn him to the fucking Terminator.
Got to save him and turn him into Lord Vader. But yeah, they do a good job of it. And I guess Hayden Christensen is in the Darth Vader suit.
He's, I guess so. Yeah, because he's labeled as the cast.
Yeah. But I mean, it's cool, dude. Brings back a lot of memories of going to the theaters and watching the first 3. Even though the second of the 3 is probably my least favorite. I'll say that.
I think the only thing good about the second one was seeing Yoda come up there with his little
Yoda
walking stick, pulls out the lightsaber and goes to fucking town. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Lord Dooku he fights
Dooku, yeah.
at the end?
Yep.
But yeah, Obi-Wan is now on Disney Plus. Are available. Airs on a new episode comes out every Wednesday.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. If you're a big Star Wars fan, go watch Obi-Wan, and you'll get to see him fuck up Flea in the first episode. There's no drumming for Flea here. No bass.
playing.
No bass. Sorry.
Yeah.
What? Who's the drummer? Chad.
Chad. His name's Chad.
Yeah. He always wears a backwards hat. doesn't
Yeah,
he?
and they always
Will
paired him with
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a drum off one time. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. He does look like Will Ferrell.
Yeah, they had a drum off between him and Will Ferrell one time. I think it was like on Jimmy Fallon show or something.
All right. So moving along, we know you've been waiting for us to talk about this. If you've seen the topics, Stranger Things 4. We finally have it after multiple years of waiting.
Yep.
It's been done for 2 years now.
Yeah, it's been done.
Or
I'm trying to see how long it's actually been.
they were filming at the beginning of the pandemic. I remember. So man, isn't that crazy? Like we're 2 years into the pandemic, almost 3.
Missing years.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, dude. And who knows, that shit may be flaring back up again, what it sounds like. But Stranger Things 4, what are my impressions of it? I'm finally glad they got back to the horror theme part of Stranger Things.
Yeah. It's very
This shit is
horror
like
themed.
some Nightmare on Elm Street.
possession
trippy.
demon.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking great, dude. And it's 7 episodes?
It's 7 episodes.
And they're about an hour and 20.
They're hour and 16
Yeah.
minutes apiece almost.
I mean,
and then the last 2
they're pretty lengthy.
They are. The last 2 will be released on July 1st, and then I think
they're like 2.5 hours
yeah,
long.
they're basically Marvel movies, basically 2 hours and 32 minutes, basically.
But man, this has been a really great season of Stranger Things. It's probably up there for me as far as one of the better seasons. Compared to the first, obviously,
right?
But yeah, like I said, they really got back to their roots of being a scary show, and whereas they were kind of on the let's be funny train, and what else can we say about it? They past seasons they really took advantage of things that were good in the 80s or nostalgia. They took advantage of the nostalgia to kind of.
Well, they kind of started that whole movement of like the nostalgia from the 80s, because after that you've seen everything that's like 80s themed, like after Stranger Things came out, in my opinion anyways.
I mean, the 80s were our generation has always been fond of stuff from the 80s. So
yeah,
I mean,
it definitely helped flare it back up.
Yeah, there we go. That's
after all those studios and whatnot passed on it.
It definitely, there's always music from each season that gets a big fucking rebound. But man, what's the song this year everybody's going crazy for?
Running up the hills. Kate Bush.
Running up that hill.
And I mean, there's a scene. The scene is by far one of the best scenes.
Yeah.
In any season of Stranger Things. And they play this song to it, and like everybody's freaking out over it.
So fucking
but I guess
good.
she's back in the top charts now.
Yeah, it's in the top charts.
Yeah, I mean, good for her. She's probably getting a nice payday out of it. I would imagine.
Keep playing that bitch.
But yeah, I mean,
how do you feel now that you've binged it all and have nothing left to watch?
I can move on to everything else that I have to fucking watch.
Right.
Like I was talking to Muzz, and Muzz was like, we're going to rewatch all of the seasons before we start this season. Okay. And I was like, must be nice to have that time. I don't have time for that. I've got Star Trek to watch that's a couple of years old now. And I finally finished Picard. That was another good season. Mm-hmm. I got to finish Discovery at some time. It's bugging me that I haven't finished it because it's incredibly slow for whatever reason.
I wouldn't say that it's bugging me that I haven't finished it, but I am.
I feel
like I need to watch season 3 and 4.
I just want to rinse my hands of it and move on, but I want to keep watching it because it's Star Trek. I want to watch it, but Strange New Worlds, I've watched a couple episodes of that. That's been great.
Episode 5 dropped yesterday, and I watched it this morning.
There's a couple series on HBO I want to watch. I did watch We Own the City with John Barenthal.
I heard that's good.
Fucking good. Watch it. You see how corrupt the Baltimore Police Department is. Beating motherfuckers up, beating everyday citizens up and taking cash from them.
I know I watched the one I believe you started watching. It was it's a journalist in Japan. I forget.
Oh yeah, Tokyo Vice.
Yeah,
Tokyo Vice.
I watched like 2 episodes. That's like what I watched was
that looks good.
That was really good.
I mean, there's all kinds of shit out there I want to watch. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty caught up on movies, so that's a good part. And then I've got games I want to play at some point too.
Well, it's just like with a series, you have to invest a lot of time than when you just sit down and watch like one movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something you want to finish series. You don't want to leave them sitting around because then you fucking forget what the fuck happened here. But yeah, now that I've watched that 7 episodes, I want to go back and watch the series again. Mm-hmm. And I got time to do that before July, obviously. Mm-hmm. So
I feel like it's kind of gone already in a way. I know it's only a week out, but I feel like nobody's talking about it. Maybe it's just because it's not in my algorithm or whatever.
Probably.
But I feel like people aren't talking about this as much.
I'm starting to see Netflix like memes.
I've seen tons of memes and stuff talking about it.
I've seen Kate Bush stuff mostly.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should be inundated with memes and stuff, and I haven't seen that much.
Well, thank God you haven't been. It'd spoil everything.
And I feel like I saw some people on Twitter talking about how they feel like Stranger Things would have benefited from like a weekly release. How would have kind of kept it more in the news or whatever.
I don't know. I mean, this is all people are going to be talking about for the next month until it hits.
I did find a record. It was on iHorror. It's basically, so it says that Stranger Things 4 has rocketed into record territory on Netflix.
It's broke the streaming record.
286.79 million hours.
As it should. As it should.
Yeah. Because I mean, all the comments even when you posted like, "Oh, I finished that in like one sitting," or "I finished this and that," and I'm like, "I want the last two." And
I didn't finish it in one sitting, mainly just because I'm a little bit older now and I can't stay up and watch shit.
that's an almost every episode's an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, I watched probably. I want to say it was like. I started it on Friday. I watched a couple on Friday, and then maybe like 3 on Saturday, and then the rest of it on Sunday. Like during the day, I finished it up. So, but man, it's good, man. And they always, what is it? Every year they bring a new character in,
And you end up liking them.
and you just fucking love them, dude. And it's just like, and then like the very first episode, like they just fucking drop the bomb on you. Right at the end of the episode, it's like,
Jesus
holy
Christ.
shit, that just happened.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like,
Click,
let's go. Click play.
Yeah.
Skip the intro. Let's go. Let's get into it.
And that's the thing too, like the very first episode, and then you got the intro come with the music. You're like, I missed that intro.
Oh, that fucking music.
Dude, that music's on point this season.
That's another thing that they did a really good job of. They brought back that 80s vibe from the 80s movies too.
Yeah.
You know, with like the 80s horror music that they kind of throw in with it and all that. But man, kudos to, the creators of Stranger Things.
Duffer Brothers.
And a lot of this stuff is all like traced in the former episodes now that you are seeing it. There's little things in the episodes like a clock ticking. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Like it's always been there. We just never noticed it.
I'm not a fan of grandfather clocks as of now.
Yeah.
If you get my drift.
Are you having nightmares, Rob?
After you watch a couple episodes, you will have a nightmare about certain shit.
We can throw some Kate Bush on the earphones real quick to
bring me back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have seen the creature, the demon, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Looks really good. The design looks really good.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Really good.
Looks very physical.
And
like they physical creature design and all that.
They
Yeah,
explain
really nice.
everything, and man, it just it's all they did a really good job.
And that creature's got a very kind of like almost like a demon hellraiser vibe to it, where it's not like Pinhead, but it's just like I think the very first one where the guy gets his skin, gets his skin. It's got that look to him. So
he looks like those pictures you see in like doctor's offices where
Human anatomy.
Yeah, where they don't have the skin, you just see the muscle.
It's all muscle, and it's got vines and shit, and yeah.
But Stranger Things 4 it's been fucking awesome. I can't wait for the next 2 to come out, which we're 28 days away, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. So
is that the end of it, right?
This is it.
Yeah. Too?
This is fucking it, man.
Probably have to have the movie night for that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Boom, it's over.
Sure, you don't want to be alone for that one, Rob. Just you and some lotion and
some tissues.
Give it a proper goodbye.
Smack me in the face, L. Smack me in the face.
You walk in to go watch it at Rob's house, and that Boyz II Men song's playing.
Which one?
That's it's so hard.
There you go.
Was it Say Goodbye?
Yep. To yesterday.
I don't remember. Yeah. And then they
I tell you what,
he knows that one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When I was a kid, man, I used to jam out to fucking Michael Bolton and Boyz II Men. That's why I used to jam out to.
Boyz II Men was big when we were kids.
Yeah, Michael Bolton.
They had that whole mid '90s, era.
Yeah.
Them and Mariah Carey. Well, Mariah Carey ruled from the late '80s to
something like that.
All the way through the '90s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah. So I went and saw Top Gun with Chuckles.
That's gotta be amusing.
Jason. No, I mean, he fell asleep every 10 minutes. Every time I heard like him stop breathing, I would like take my elbow and be like, bam. And he'd wake up all startled, like, oh, I'm sorry, man.
Did you get confused when he was sleeping and snoring with like a jet engine?
Yeah. No, that's the thing, man. We were in the super screen in Marcus. So, man, when those fucking jets go, it rumbles for Top Gun, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just say, everything you've seen or read about how good it is absolutely 100% true. That being said, it'll probably be the movie of the summer. I mean, it's broken the Memorial Day record.
Has it?
Yeah.
I saw that it was I almost can't believe it, but it said it's Tom Cruise's first 100 million opening
Yeah.
weekend. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that. I can't believe the last couple Mission Impossibles haven't broken 100 million.
Yeah. That's shocking. Yeah.
It just goes to show you how popular that movie is with, not just older folks, but, their kids and the younger generation that likes Miles Teller and whatnot. But Top Gun, man, I got to say, like, they did a really good job of creating a sequel and sticking to everything in the
Original.
little details here in the first one. Like they introduce a former love of Mavericks, and you don't know anything about her, but she was mentioned in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
The Admiral's daughter that he messed around with. But and I mean,
Is that Jennifer Connelly?
yes, Jennifer Connelly is the love interest.
That was one of the big things I saw on social media, is like the rediscovery of how hot Jennifer Connelly was.
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly's always
she's
been hot.
always
Some of us
been
never
hot.
forgot.
Yeah.
Some of us never forgot.
Like, how many times do we talk about that fucking movie from the 80s, or was it 80s, early 90s?
Is that the one we were talking about not too long ago, the career opportunities? which
Yeah,
is on the
where she gets stuck in
horse.
Target.
Yeah. With the with that guy, I forget his name.
A lot of people were shocked at how that movie did. They expected it to be a bigger hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jennifer Connelly's always been hot. These people are just, they've been fucking sleeping on her all these years. But yeah, man, the movie fucking starts and it's got that one Top Gun music, not Highway to the Danger Zone, but what's the
build up one? Is the score,
the bell? You hear the bell, the boom, boom, and then you're like, oh, that's fucking Top Gun.
It's fucking time, buddy.
And then that fades out in a fucking Highway to the Danger Zone, and they're fucking launching F-18s off of it.
Is it the original version?
Oh yeah.
Did they do like a different version of it? I was curious if they would ever do.
Rob,
one.
what I just fucking say to
Besides that, I'm not sure if they do it later on. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
I was, like the thing now is to do like the slowed down, mellow acoustic version of 80s songs. I was wondering if they'd work that in.
No,
there.
they played some at the end of the movie. They played some other kind of song. That, it goes along towards the end of the goes along towards the vibe of the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But fucking Top Gun, dude. Man, like I said, they started off and you're like, they're launching these fucking planes off a carrier and they're flying, doing all these tricks. And then it goes into where Tom Cruise's character is at right now. And he's fucking testing a plane that they're trying to get to go Mach 9. And of course, they're getting ready to cancel it in hopes of moving forward with a drone program. And he's not gonna let that fly. He's not gonna let that fly.
Maverick ain't gonna let that shit fly.
So of course he's like, get me in the fucking jet before this dude gets here. And then it goes into that he gets in trouble for doing that, and he gets sent to Top Gun. He thinks he's gonna be training for a suicide mission essentially. No, he's not. He's gonna be teaching, and they bring in all these, the best of the best right now, and one of them is Goose's son, who has beef with Maverick, because he kept him out of the naval program, so he's kind of pissed at him. But anyways, yada yada yada, you get through it. But fucking this movie has some amazing cinematography.
That's what I've heard.
I mean, everybody that was in a character to fly a jet had to learn how to fly a jet. So that's all footage of them flying the fucking planes and doing all the crazy shit. And
see, I didn't know that. I knew Tom Cruise did a lot of that.
I think
stuff.
they all had to fly.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the requirement.
Whatever Tom Cruise says you do.
Well, I mean,
you want to be in this movie, motherfucker?
He's already known how to fly.
Yeah.
He's got license and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
But
everything.
Yeah, I think they had to teach all those people how to fly because they wanted actual footage of them in the cockpit up in the air flying,
I don't know about that.
Well, they fucking learned it, I guess. But I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure they all had to learn how to fly.
Either way, at least some of them did for sure.
Yeah,
we know Tom Cruise did.
Well, yeah, like
we know for sure Tom Cruise.
He's known how to fly a plane for years.
Yeah,
who knows?
I'm waiting to see the video where he dies on camera because that's how he's going to go out.
Do you think Tom Cruise has a Blackbird that is like underneath his basketball?
And it just like the cord opens
up.
up.
The cord opens
is
up.
It just like X-Men?
Yeah, the cord opens up and he like takes off and like fucking breaks Mach speed records.
His Scientology jet.
he like flies to the next Scientology meeting, and he's like, "I'm
What-
here."
What were the ships that brought the souls here in Scientology? You think he's got one of those
Yeah,
from Xenu?
he named it his Blackbird after it.
That's hilarious.
But man, but Tom Cruise is excellent in this movie, and I mean, it's good, man, from start to finish. And let me say this: like the last 15 minutes of it are fucking amazing. I mean, it is great. It's like Top Gun on steroids, the original Top Gun. But you know, and Val Kilmer is in,
Iceman
Val Kilmer makes an appearance in this.
That's what I
one.
heard.
And it's kind of sad because, you know, Val's
had his
Sick.
problems.
you know, he's had throat cancer and he does not have his voice anymore.
I didn't realize that till I read an article that he couldn't really talk anymore. Whatever.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. Monday night, I watched most of the documentary at my mom's house, the Val.
Yeah,
And
that's on HBO Max now.
That's yeah.
it's on Amazon Prime
For
too.
Prime, that's what,
Yeah.
one of those.
And it was fascinating. I didn't. He was
And he,
really
it's
interesting.
sad.
Guy.
It's so sad because he like presses in on his throat and he's like, you know, he can still talk, but it's not Val. You know, Val had that soft voice.
Yeah.
And it's so sad to see somebody who was, I mean, one of the top people in his skill as an actor. But I mean, he's essentially, he can't really do much nowadays. I mean, Tom Cruise hooked him up in this one. They wanted him in it and they wrote him in perfectly. And but I guess they used, because in the scene he whispers to Tom. They're kind of communicating through the thing, and then at the end he whispers to him. But the whisper was computer generated, I heard.
I heard somebody put out a tweet, and it was like, Tom Cruise has a heartfelt scene with Iceman where he admits that he's a piece of shit because he can't give less than 110%.
Right. Yeah, it's funny because they mention, like, you know, they go through like how he's still a captain, and they're like, you should be an admiral by now with your record, and you're like, and he's like, oh, you know, and you're like, every time you get into trouble, Iceman just bails you out. And it's, you know, it's the truth. He's bailing him out once again.
So I'll be your wingman anytime, Rob.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So sad though. He's still doing signings and stuff. I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
man.
He was still doing them a couple, or
because
however long it's been now.
In that
The Wizard Worlds.
documentary, like he's doing it, but then he's like gets sick and he has to go lay down. And
Yeah,
he comes back.
he's
It's
like-
just sad, man.
They have him in a closed off thing where people wait outside they have it cubed off where he's at. And he's just like, I need a break. You know, my stomach's not feeling well. The minute they get motherfuckers out of there, he's puking in the trash can, and they have a little couch he can lay on. And I'm just like, man, that's so fucking sad, dude.
Yeah.
He
And-
was,
and I mean, that shows you like the dude's doing it because he loves fans, you know, and he's giving back a little bit. And I'm sure he needs the cash, you know, but
he's I think he's some sort of I forget what it is, like his religion. He's sort of against like modern medical
medicine.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of shocked in the documentary. They said he had rounds of chemo, which is what, you know, took away the voice or whatever. But I was kind of shocked by that because I didn't think you know, his religion allowed that. But
I think some people in articles I've read kind of think that suggested him getting as bad as he was.
Yeah.
Like if he'd have had some treatments or whatever sooner,
he would have been a little bit
helped
better.
out. But
wow.
Yeah,
But I'm glad he got the treatments and he's still here making people happy. And
I mean, well, that's, you know, they call them the legacy sequel now. I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do, is get back the people that made the first one so good?
Right.
If you can, in some sort of meaningful way.
It's kind of funny though. Like he didn't want to do Top Gun. And that documentary, he explains, I didn't want to do Top Gun. I did not want to do it. It wasn't his style of movie that he wanted to do. And he had to do it because he was under contract with the studio for a set amount of pictures.
Yeah.
So he had to do it. There was no choice. He ends up doing it and he's a fucking legend, you know?
He's one of those guys that always seems kind of like an out there dude.
Yeah.
Especially back in like the 90s.
Well, if you watch the documentary,
you've got to watch that documentary because
he's very,
he starts talking about Batman, and it's like everything that we've been saying, anyone can play Batman. And he was like, I stopped acting when I was in Batman. I just showed up because all I had to do was just be in the suit and say a couple lines. And that was it. He was like, there's no acting.
That's what he said he hated about it.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, as a kid you love Batman and you never turned down the role. But he was like, I couldn't do anything with Batman. I couldn't make it my own because there's no acting when you're Batman.
Right.
And he was like, they offered him to do the fourth one. And I didn't know that. I thought they got rid of him.
No, he didn't want to do it.
But apparently the third one was a success in their eyes. And they offered him to do it. And he was like, no, thanks. I'm doing what was the one movie?
The Saint.
Yeah, the Saint, where he's like all the different people or whatever.
That was a really good movie.
Yeah, man. But if you haven't had the chance yet, go see fucking Top Gun. And let me tell you, Tom Cruise says he makes movies for the big screen. This is a movie that needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible with the best fucking speakers in the world. You want to fucking rumble out of your fucking chair when those jets fly off the fucking carrier and they get into fucking dog fights. I mean, it's fucking awesome.
I've heard people say that like he's actually like kind of a real person in this movie in a way that like you actually see that like normally Tom Cruise has always been sensitive about his height. But like in this one, he's actually
way
shorter than people and everything like
Miles
that.
Teller towers over him in certain scenes, dude. And I was like,
that's something you don't usually see in the Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, because he's only like what 5'7", isn't he?
Something.
He's very short.
He's a short dude.
Yeah,
and that's always sort of been something he hides in.
It's the same thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
I mean they hide his height. He's short too.
Yeah, because I remember he's only 5'9", 5'10".
Oh, he's shorter than that.
Yeah,
really?
Oh, yeah, dude.
I thought he's at least 5'9".
I don't think so. Dude, my dad took me to the Arnold when I was like 8 years old. And I wasn't a very tall kid, but I was like, ooh, we were waiting for Arnold to come out. And he comes out with, a circle of security guards. And I'm like, that's Arnold? And I'm like, my dad's like, yeah, you're fucking taller than him.
I hear your dad saying that too, man.
And I'm just like, wow, Arnold Schwarzenegger's short.
Well, I forget. It's so funny because you see those certain actors and then you realize, oh wow, they're actually pretty short. But like I can't remember, like Tim Robbins is like 6'6" though. Like he's super tall, and
Jared looks tall and lanky.
Yeah, and Jared Paladecki's like 6'4".
Oh yeah, those guys all look tall.
Yeah,
they say Arnold's official quote height is 6'2".
Bullshit. He ain't 6'2".
He is 5'10" on a good day.
Yeah,
because even we seen him at the Arnold, and he didn't look that tall.
Maybe with 6-inch fucking sole boots on, he ain't no 6'2". Maybe, yeah, he's been shorter than that.
I would say, from what I've seen, I would say he's probably a 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Yeah,
I would say he's 5'9"-ish on a good day with boots, good boots on them, elevating.
Yeah, so here was some guy saying, I'm on the high side of 6'2", probably closer to 6'3", and there's no way he was over 6 feet.
Yeah, there's no way.
Dude,
I was head to head with him, literally from me to you. Was in a security guard in between us when I was like 8 or 10 or something like that, and I was taller than him.
Well, just like
because it looked like it was like him like waving up at people.
Well, just like I met the wrestler Rey Mysterio, like I knew he was short. But I thought he was my height.
No.
Like, no, he's like 4'9". I swear to God.
Yeah, he's fucking short, dude.
That and who else that I met I was kind of surprised by that. I don't know who, but it was like
a lot of celebrities are that way.
Yeah, well, it's like it's so funny because I'm like, well, I know Rey Mysterio is short. I'm like, this motherfucker ain't shorter than me. Like, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. He looks like a little middle schooler running.
He does.
But we are Tom Cruise stands around here. Weird Scientology and all. The guy knows how to make a movie.
Yeah,
you can't deny that. You may not like his personal stuff, but
he makes movies for the big screen, just like he said.
He does.
I don't make movies for fucking Netflix. I make them for the big screen.
You have to admire his dedication.
I will say this: they played a video. It's kind of funny. The only trailer before Top Gun was for the new Mission Impossible.
Of course, it was.
And I was like, "How Tom Cruise of him." Don't die over there.
Sorry, it was really funny. Tom Cruise of him.
But I mean, really, it was just like, it's his fucking movie. He was like, I'm not going to let any other trailers be before my shit. But what was I going to say now? You totally just threw me off.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, okay, yeah. So there's one trailer before.
Yeah.
And then it goes into a video of him sitting in a theater seat. And he's like, hey, you know, we've saved this movie for you guys. I'm so happy you get to see it. And I'm looking and I'm like, this is the first time Tom Cruise looks like he's aged.
Yeah.
Like you can start seeing the lines in his
Really?
face, and his neck isn't as tight. It's
Right.
kind of a little loose, you
He's
know,
getting that
how when you
little-
get older.
Getting a little chicken.
Yeah,
Chicken there.
it looked like he kind of been dropping weight or something. But yeah, look, for the first time ever, it looks like Tom Cruise aged a little bit.
I feel like I saw a clip or something recently where he finally started to look a little older.
But he was like, he throws a movie. There's a trailer and then there's a clip, and the clip is just him like, hey, we're so glad, you know, you finally get to experience this in the theater. This was the only way we were going to do it. We were going to wait this out as long as we could, and we're glad you get to see it now. And he was like, we made this for you. And it's just like,
Tom Cruise.
You made this for you, Tom. Let's be honest. You made this for you. Say you still got it.
And you know that I saw some people that were comparing like Top Gun to Tenet, and you know it was like a big deal that Nolan wanted Tenet to come out
Yeah.
in the theaters for some reason in the middle of the pandemic instead of just holding it off. It would, of course, it would have been a couple years now, but that was the big thing. Like everybody said, it was right for Tom Cruise to wait.
Yeah.
This is for things to at least kind of normalize a little
I
bit.
mean, I couldn't imagine this being like, I didn't want to experience this at home.
Mhm.
I wanted to see this in the theater, knowing they shot all this footage up in the air of the actual airplanes. And that's one thing he says. He's like, everything in here is real F-18s. And he was like, this is all in air stunts. This isn't anything fake, you know?
I mean, you know, that's the magic. One of the pieces of magic of a Tom Cruise movie is, you know, obviously movies are fake,
Yeah.
but like when you've got people really doing stuff, really
Oh,
flying
yeah.
fighter jets, really crashing cars, really doing those stunts, it just adds something to it. It's real.
Yeah.
Or-
I mean, hey, like you said earlier, the
Makes it more
man
special, I would say, just because everything's so CGI now.
is, as much as we rip on Tom Cruise, the man really does know how to make a movie.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, a lot of his movies are kind of mediocre, and we're very harsh critics on him. But at the end of the day,
He's like anybody else. He's got his up and downs.
yeah,
But-
he still does a lot of cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool shit, and they're fun movies. And that's the thing, is it's not supposed to be like Oscar awarding or anything like these movies, but who cares? It's supposed to be fun.
He's one of probably those few people left who like this is a Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
He's a producer for it. He probably
yeah.
handpicked the writer director.
I mean, he owns his own production company.
Right.
I mean, they do everything. I mean, he's, you know, rightfully so. You know, like when he yelled at that guy in the pandemic, he's like, "You fucked this up."
You know, I'd like to. People are always like, "What would you do if you had $1 million?" Or whatever. Like, I'd like to like do something that lets me hang out with Tom Cruise for like a week.
Right?
Just like, you know,
Hey,
I'd sign like a non-disclosure agreement, whatever. Just like I want to see like what's Tom Cruise do? Like, does the guy have downtime?
it
I feel
doesn't
like
it doesn't sound like it.
No, I feel like
He-
he's like part of the 4 a.m. club
Yeah.
with like Mark Wahlberg of just doing crazy shit. And
Oh yeah, I mean, those
plans
guys
and
are all
stuff.
on
Yeah,
that-
they don't sleep.
But I'm trying to imagine like you know, like he did the Reacher movies. Like, how does Tom Cruise like read? Does he sit down and like he's reading like an alpha, like speed reading?
Well, I think he he has time to read.
I've just wondered, like, because you know, if he's doing it out of 10. Whatever he's doing it at the 10 or whatever.
It's like max level.
Well, I just think those guys get up super early and they have more time to themselves.
Like, do you think does he ever get up and like make his own sandwich, or does he got somebody to do that? Like, I'd like to know, like, what does
Do you think he's had bread in like 40 years? Well, we'll say the past 30 years.
That's a good question because
I don't think he's had bread.
Guy.
He is healthy. You can tell that's a healthy guy.
But I'd just like to I'd like to live with Tom Cruise for like a week, just to like see like what's how because you hear all those stories about how like he's really that type A person and he's overseeing
He'd
everything.
sacrifice you to the Scientologists.
Probably would.
Yeah.
Your ass would be locked up in a fucking room.
It'd be like
playing
it'd be like the
musical
last.
chairs.
It'd be like the last day. You
It'd
can't
be like-
know what's
be like,
been going on here.
Tom, where's Shelly at? We know you know. It's okay. I signed the NDA, Tom. I won't tell nobody.
Poor Katie, she got away from his ass. She's like, I can't take this crazy motherfucker.
There
anymore.
was a clip going around. I'm thinking of must have been from around Eyes Wide Shut where he was with Nicole because somebody was asking about Nicole, and he just got like dead staring at the guy like we're not talking about that. You've crossed the line. I think he said you crossed the line or whatever.
Wow, what a nut job he
They
is.
said it's because it's another thing that's been coming back up is Christian Bale used Tom Cruise as sort of like his inspiration for Patrick Bateman in American Psycho
That's awesome.
because he
That's
says
hilarious.
because all the stories are that, like, Tom Cruise is like a really friendly guy and all that, but he said that like there's nothing behind it or something.
Wow.
And like I said, I'd like to know, like, what's it like being Tom Cruise for a week?
We probably never see you
What
again.
if Tom Cruise was really a serial killer?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise
It
me.
was
either.
Yeah, he's killed
Like,
about
and he's
45
gotten-
people.
He
Not a
gets
shocker.
away with it because he's so rich.
Like
Yeah.
if you told me like he was hunting people in Eastern Europe or on a Pacific island or something, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can see him doing that 100%.
Like, Tom Cruise like randomly kidnaps homeless people and like flies them to some jungle out in
Right.
South America. And he's like, all right, you have 45 minutes to run before I start to hunt you.
As it takes a line of cocaine.
And then
Let's amp this up.
he pulls like the bow and arrow off his back and he's like, I'm going to hunt you like a real man. No guns.
just whips out like his Rambo knife.
Yeah, he just pulls
It's
out
all
a
I'm
fucking
counting.
butterfly knife or
It's just me
Flip
and you
knife.
and this knife.
You better start running. Your 45 minutes has started. And I will find you.
have a particular set of skills.
Yeah. I will find you and I will
And
kill
you know he
you.
would too.
yeah, yeah. I mean, at this point, certain guys who train like that, like Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise, like they could probably legit kill people at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, from all that training they've done, you know, from The Matrix and John
There's
Wick.
a movie
and
right there. I want
Apprentice.
Tom Cruise hunting Keanu Reeves. But they sort of have to like play themselves, you know?
Right.
We're coming for you, Keanu. Whoa,
All right.
that's intense.
So make sure you get to the theater and see Top Gun Maverick. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. But that concludes our show, ladies and gentlemen. This has been episode 133 of the Sleazy Podcast. And my call to action, as always, is to share the show with someone. Make them listen. You know, hopefully they'll like it. And from there, maybe they'll get somebody else to listen to the show.
Do what Tom Cruise would do. Kidnap them, set them in a room, tape the headphones to their head, and just start with episode
Turn a strobe
1.
light on and make them listen to it.
Right.
And if they try to move, just beat the fuck out of them until they stop.
Get their hold up on their eyelids as
You
well.
will listen to Sleazy.
You will enjoy the podcast.
Yes. But yeah, share the show. Without you guys, we don't have an audience. So thanks everybody for listening. I really appreciate everybody that really has helped the show grow over the years. And let's continue to grow. So without you, we can't do it. We need you to help us grow. So please continue to share the show as you've always done. And I love each and every one of you that have done it. And I will continue to love you. You are my people. And we do this for you. Just like Tom Cruise said, we made this for you.
Every time.
Every time, every other week, every other Friday, we make this for you.
Whatever it takes.
But that's all we have for you this week. And as always, remember to keep it sleazy.
Thanks for listening to the Sleazy Podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and remember, listen to Sleazy.